Well, if there's one thing Hollywood loves to do, it's take a genre and drive it into the ground if that genre shows any audience participation and ticket sales. Just as we thought that the music and biopic genre was dead, a film came along and said, "Hold my beer." At a time when the box office is showing record lows between record highs, who knows what the next movie can or even will do in the box office and international marketplace. Michael, which had a lot of controversy behind its production and storytelling, came out and completely decimated expectations, breaking records not only for the genre but for the box office in the year. So the question now becomes, will Hollywood learn anything from this as far as what the audience is looking for in their movie-going experience, or will they simply put out another biopic at half the cost, half the energy, and quite frankly, half the value? This video is not so much about Michael the movie itself as much as it is about its place in the current marketplace and what Hollywood needs to learn from this movie and what we the viewers can maybe expect moving forward. I'm Trader Bubba, writer-producer, and this is BubbaTube.
Some people hear their own inner voices with great clearness, and they live by what they hear.
How anybody could have thought she murdered that man is beyond me. Well, you sit and relax a while. I'll tell you all about it.
Now, you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but I can run like the wind blows. I never thought it would take me anywhere.
Hollywood just can't seem to learn from its successes, let alone its failures. Warner Brothers Discovery teases return to some of our biggest franchises in 2027 and 28. They're already talking about bringing back the Harry Potter franchise and either rebooting it or whatever it is they're going to do. But all the studios have basically said, we need to double down on our current intellectual property, our franchises, bring back the stuff that people already know about. In fact, I had a meeting with a producer who works with Paramount, and Paramount was also discussing trying to find old IPs that they own that they could reboot. They are so stuck in a one-dimensional, one-trick pony type play for future storytelling, and it's so frustrating. So when Michael came out, it completely just killed all expectations. There were so many rumors about this film due to production issues, last-minute reshoots due to not being able to showcase certain aspects of Michael's story, and the audience didn't care. Why didn't the audience care? Because this movie isn't just a movie, it's an experience, it's an event. It has cultural relevance, cultural weight behind it, and this is what movies are missing in this modern era. So many of the classic films that we constantly talk about with the nostalgia bait, things like Back to the Future, the Indiana Jones movies, these are classic films that had cultural relevance when they were launched. Everybody was talking about them. Everybody wanted to go see them. And unfortunately, our viewing habits have been so fractured by streamers and TikTok and social media that films have lost their cultural relevance. So when Michael came out, this is one of the first movies in, I would say, a few years that just had a high amount of cultural relevance. Having to go see it not once but multiple times. We haven't seen something like this since, quite frankly, the Avengers, like Endgame type movies, those real big event pole movies. And ever since the what phase one, I guess you can call it, of those Marvel movies ended, there hasn't really been a movie that had huge cultural relevance to where everybody had to go see it. Not only once, but multiple viewings. So hopefully what Hollywood can take away from this is that movies need to just be more than just an interesting story. They have to be an event. And it doesn't mean they all have to be huge blockbusters, but people are craving something new, something original. What Hollywood needs to learn from the success of this movie is quite simple. Give us something new, fun, original, fresh. There is a large gap in the generations of audience for film going. The studios grew up with Generation X and millennials, people my age, and they sort of skipped the next generation. So much of their attempt to reach out to the audience is based on these extremely old IPs. And honestly, obviously, Michael's a part of that. I mean, Michael's been dead for almost 20 years now, if you can believe it. And the Hollywood is needing so bad to recapture its importance in our cultural relevance that they're relying on old IPs, including Michael, and I'll give him that, to get people into the box office and buy a ticket. And what I find interesting is that concerts, which have become such a luxury purchase, right? It's getting harder and harder to go see a concert because the ticket prices are going up. Sporting events are the same, right? They're really catering to the wealthy, making it harder for the working class, people that actually built these franchises, these teams, these concert experiences. They're pricing these everyday people out of these events. And movies are also starting to face this problem. AMC started playing with their prices and really trying to cater to that catered experience of, you know, again, wealthier, higher prices, trying to make it more of a luxury event, when movies and going to the theater to see movies was something built on the back of, quite frankly, the working class and the poor. Another thing that's really happening right now in Hollywood is the success of the film Obsession and Backrooms, which were shot for less than $1 million and are tearing up the box office. Why? Because they're new. These films were made by a generation of people that, quite frankly, Hollywood never paid attention to. They were left behind. The audience kept going after the Gen X and millennial crowd while completely ignoring the next generation, and just tried to keep rebooting franchise and going after the nostalgia. So when something like Michael comes along that just really breaks all the rules and finds massive success along with original projects like, again, Backrooms and Obsessions, we can only hope that Hollywood takes note and they really reach out to find a way to connect with the younger audience and the kids, and that the movie theaters start working alongside the studios better to bring those ticket prices back down, to make the movie-going experience affordable and open to everyone. Because right now there's too many barriers to entry. If you haven't had a chance, Michael is a great movie. I really enjoyed it. And it really was an event. It was one of the few movies in the last, I don't even know how many years, that I saw more than once in the theater. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, check it out. It should be out on all the streaming platforms now to rent or buy. If you haven't seen Obsession or Backrooms yet, you're going to want to check those out too. It's the next generation of filmmakers. They're starting to make their mark, and they're kind of giving Hollywood the finger and saying, we're just going to do it without you at this point. So hopefully Hollywood can learn from not only its mistakes, but its successes as well. Guys, I'm Trader Bubba. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Don't go away just yet. I got another great video popping up right here. You're going to want to check that out.